AXIOM is an enterprise platform that models, values, forecasts, and optimizes a company in real time. It turns your company into a living mathematical model so you can see what the business is worth and which decisions will create the greatest value. AXIOM does not replace your accounting, ERP, business intelligence, or corporate performance systems. It builds a strategic decision layer on top of them, turning the data you already have into forward-looking, decision-grade intelligence. It integrates your internal data into one dynamic digital twin of the enterprise. As new data arrives, AXIOM dynamically updates its analytics engine. Let's see how AXIOM works. Start with entering company details. Evaluate its transition readiness score using an adaptive neuro-fuzzy inference system. Upload the company's historical financial data in the template provided and other relevant documents. Diagnose the current state with the executive dashboard presenting key performance indicators. See the Enterprise Health Index, the weighted average cost of capital, and optimization status. Check out the cash runway, revenue, and cash flow trends. The valuation module presents the enterprise value and real options valuation. See the sensitivity table for the enterprise value and equity value, plus the risk-adjusted enterprise value. The cash flow forecast and cost of capital composition is presented. The real options valuation includes expansion, deferral, and abandonment options. See how the enterprise value changes and shifts as the discount rate changes. See the stochastic version of your pro forma balance sheet. Income statement, cash flow statement, and the statement of comprehensive income. The risk analysis module shows the cash flow distribution under uncertainty, cash flow at risk, value at risk, and the probability of achieving business plan targets. The probability of distress is presented. View the risk heat map across operational, financial, market, and liquidity states. Risk analysis also shows the cash runway under a recession scenario, cash flow variance, margin uncertainty, and tail risk. The benchmarking section shows a benchmark performance index, comparing your firm to industry average based on selected KPIs. Benchmarking also compares actual KPIs to the industry average and presents an explanation for each result. Now we move to enterprise optimization. Evaluate static and dynamic valuation scenarios. See how far the firm is to its theoretically optimum state and valuation. The dynamic optimizer shows how much the optimal policy is worth in terms of delivering incremental value. Gain additional insights on the distress headroom, transformation friction, and the value risk frontier. Now we move to dynamics and simulation, a baseline scenario, plus optimistic and recession scenarios for revenue and cash flow forecasts. The What If Studio allows you to see the impact of alternative input drivers on enterprise value, equity value, risk grading, and the probability of negative cash flow. The scenario analysis section shows you what the maximized enterprise value state looks like. And this state is reflected in the pro forma income statement, balance sheet, cash flow statement, the statement of comprehensive income, and the valuation distribution. The target state planner shows the desirable enterprise state and how much optimizer uplift is available. AXIOM also recommends key initiatives you can take to progress towards the optimized state. Based on all the analysis and insights, the executive brief summarizes the key takeaways and highlights the top moves. And the recommendation center drives it to actionable initiatives so that you can see decisions that create the greatest risk-adjusted value. Even after your executive decisions are implemented, AXIOM supports the sustainable growth of the firm through the digital twin. Additional analytics helps you determine the enterprise's current trajectory versus the optimum, so that you can minimize that distance. A plan can look attractive while being far less achievable than it appears. AXIOM makes that risk visible. Year after year, as results come in, AXIOM re-optimizes the path, adapting your strategy to keep the enterprise on its optimal value-creating trajectory. Helping you adapt your strategy to keep the enterprise on its optimal value-creating trajectory. At any moment, management can generate a board-ready diagnostic and valuation report. Every conclusion traces back to the underlying data. Nothing is a black box. See your company as a living mathematical model. Experience AXIOM in action at axiomdynamics.app. AXIOM Enterprise Optimization Certified.